So in this video, I'm going to show you how to generate B2C leads. So I've been generating both B2B and B2C leads for over 10 years now. And what I found is that there are actually not that many differences between B2C and B2B leads if your goal is to get more appointments with these leads. So this isn't about B2C lead generation strategies in order to sell some sort of low ticket product or something like that in an e-commerce store. So this video is more specifically geared towards selling something to a B2C audience with the goal of getting appointments with these people in order to sell something that is a bit more of a high ticket service. So this could be consulting, it could be financial advisor, like many of my clients who sell retirement planning services and help people with their retirement. That could be another type of B2C audience. So it doesn't really matter too much. The important thing to remember is that no matter if you're targeting B2B or B2C, at the end of the day, you're targeting people, right? So it's really B2H. So business to human, right? That's what you need to keep in mind. And that's why the strategies for both B2C and B2B lead generation are actually quite similar. So let me just go through step by step what I would typically do with clients who are looking to generate B2C leads. And hopefully there's a few things you can take away and do in your own business if you need help with B2C lead generation. Now, just keep in mind, if at any point in this video, this sounds like too much work and you don't want to do any of this yourself, we obviously do offer this service. So just click the link in the description of this video to learn more about how we can help you. And I've also recorded a masterclass training that goes through in more detail how the strategy works. So the first thing you want to do is talk about the big problem that you solve for your clients. So for example, in my business, even though I'm technically B2B, like I said, it doesn't matter if you're B2B or B2C, you need to talk about the big problem that you solve for your clients. So for example, that's why I have everywhere on my website that we help you get leads and appointments with your ideal clients. Again, whether that's B2B or B2C. So if you're targeting B2C clients, you need to think about what is that big problem that you solve for them. And what you want to do is you want to create an educational video that explains how you can solve this problem. And then you want to put it on a sales funnel. So here's an example of my sales funnel on my website. So as you can see here, you have the big title talking about what it is that you can do to help people. And then we've got a few things that you can avoid as well. So these are things that people may have tried in the past that they haven't got really good results with, and they're looking for a better solution. So with your B2C business, you need to think about what is that specific outcome or that big problem that you solve for your clients, and how can you sum that up in just a short sentence or two. Now, when it comes to summing this up in a sentence, I also recommend that you're specific with the outcome if you can. So for example, that's why I say how to get 10, 15, 30 or more predictable sales appointments. I don't just say how to get more appointments, because if I said that, it wouldn't be specific enough. So whenever you can, try to be specific. So for example, with some of the financial advisor clients that I work with or the consultants that I work with, you want to try and be specific. So with financial advisors, you could say, instead of how to grow or protect your wealth in retirement, you could maybe say something like how to grow your wealth by 10 to 20% in retirement or something along those lines. The point is you want to be specific so people can actually visualize an outcome. Now, it's a little bit easier when you're doing this and you're talking about things to do with money, because with money, you can actually be specific with an actual number. But if you do something else where there isn't maybe a specific number that you could talk about, you could still be specific with the outcome that they get. So the better that you understand your clients, the easier this will be. And this step is so important, because if you don't really get this step right, then it doesn't matter what else you do. No one else is actually going to be interested in what you say, because if you don't capture their attention in your headline, they're not going to enter their contact information in order to learn more and watch that educational video, which is why this step is actually so important, which is why if you check out our Done For You services, this is actually the first thing that we do for our clients. We get them to fill out a questionnaire where they've just basically brain dump all the information they have about their business, what they do, how they help people, blah, blah, blah. And then from this information, we take that information and then figure out what would be the best way to communicate what you do with your clients in a way to get them interested in learning more. So it might sound simple, but there's actually a little bit more to it. You just want to make sure that you communicate this in the best way possible. And even for clients that I just consult myself, a lot of the time when they send me over their ideas of what they think would be a good title, there's still room for improvement in terms of being more specific and actually really drilling down to what is the real actual problem that people have and what kind of tangible solution are they looking for. But anyway, that's the first thing you want to keep in mind. You want to be specific with an outcome that you get for people. You want to put it on a sales funnel, and you want to tell people to enter their email name and email in order to watch this educational video. Then once they've entered their name and email, they'll be redirected to a video page. This is where they can watch a video that explains how you can actually help them solve this problem. Now, with this video, it's important to be educational. You want to actually provide some value to them and actually show them and tell them what is the problem that they're experiencing. So that's the first part of the video. And this helps to build up some empathy and show that you actually do understand their problem, which will help build up trust later on in the video when you talk about how you can help them. But the first part is talking about that big problem and sort of getting them to understand that you understand the pain points that they are going through. Then you want to go through what are some alternative solutions to solve this problem. So what have other people tried? It could be maybe they've tried to do this on their own, or they've tried other alternative solutions, maybe some competitors. Obviously, you don't have to actually list competitors, but it could be different strategies that they might use. And you talk about other things that they may have tried or thought about trying. And then you explain what is the problem with some of these approaches when it comes to solving the problem. And then once you've done that, you can then logically transition into the next section, which is what is your strategy? What is your solution all about? Like, how can you actually help people solve this problem? And why is this solution, your solution, why is that better than those other alternative solutions? And then finally, if you do it this way, you'll be able to then logically transition into the next step, which is if this sounds good and you'd like us to help you implement it this way using this strategy that you've just seen that explains why it is better than the other alternative solutions that are out there, then you can tell them to click the button below the video to schedule a call in your calendar to learn more about working with you. And then once you've got this whole funnel set up and everything ready to go, the next step is to just get more people visiting this page here, which is your opt-in page. This is the first page in your funnel. And the more people that visit this page, the more leads you'll generate. And then the more leads that you generate that watch the video, the more appointments that you'll get on the back of that as well. So sometimes it is a bit of a numbers game. So at this point, you might be thinking, okay, well, how do I get traffic? How do I get people to go to this page in the first place? So to do this, you pretty much have two paths that you can follow. You have the free and profitable path, which is when you're creating content. That would be content in the form of blogs or even videos like this video that you're watching now. It's free to do this. Anyone can create content. You can publish it on your website, on your blog, or on YouTube. And then what can happen is if you create that content in the right way, using the right keywords, you can actually appear at the top of Google or YouTube for different keywords that people are searching for. And chances are there's a lot of people that are watching this video right now, and maybe you're one of those people that actually found this video from either a Google or a YouTube search. And that kind of just shows you how this strategy works in action because you're actually one of those people. So you could create the same kind of content that answers questions that other people may be looking for answers to. And there are literally hundreds of those questions out there. And again, this is something we help clients do. We can actually even do the research for you to figure out what are those questions that people are searching for and send you over a list that you can then record or create content on. But the point is you want to create content that actually answers your potential clients' questions. Now, this is a really profitable strategy. The only downside with this strategy is that it's not quick. It does take time for you to start getting traction and views on your videos. And on top of that, you also need to be creating content, which also takes time as well. It takes time to record a video. It takes time to, create a blog, even though actually there are some AI tools that you can use these days to save you a lot of time, but it still takes time. Now with the video, you can record a video like this where you just share your screen. You don't have to be on camera. Some of my YouTube videos, you'll see if you have a look at my page, you'll see some I am on camera, others I'm not on camera. It just depends on the type of video that I'm recording. So you could do the same thing. The most important thing is just the content in the video. You need to make sure you're providing value and you're helping people. And then somewhere in the video, you need to tell people if you'd like to learn more about how you can do this, then click the link in the description below this video. And that's why you'll notice in the beginning of this video, I actually said, if you'd like to learn more about how we can help you do this, click the link in the description that you'll see below this video, because what will happen is when you click on that link, you'll be taken to a page that looks like this, and you'll also be able to enter the funnel, and then you can enter your name and email to watch the video that I've recorded that goes through the strategy that I just mentioned, in terms of getting more predictable leads and appointments with your ideal clients. So you can do the exact same thing in your business. You need to tell people in your YouTube videos or in your blog to actually click the link below the video to watch your masterclass video, your free training, or whatever you want to call it, your educational video that explains how you can solve this problem. So that is the free and slow way to generate leads. It's very profitable. I do recommend that you do it. It just takes a bit of patience before you start seeing any results. Now, the second option is the fast and paid way. And this is when you start using paid ads in order to generate leads. So you could use channels like Facebook ads or TikTok ads. And the strategy, again, is really simple. You just send people to the same page, the same funnel, which is your opt-in page. And then what happens is they'll see an ad, they'll click on the ad, they'll go to this page, and they can enter the name and email. Now, when it comes to creating the ads, you could create an image ad or you could create a video ad. And most of the time we've found these days video ads tends to be working better than image ads, but I still recommend testing both because you never know, maybe one could work better for you. So just because video ads works better for everyone else, it doesn't always mean that it will work better for you as well. But the point is, you have an ad on Facebook or TikTok. You could use Google ads and YouTube ads, but in my experience, they're more expensive and you can get a much lower cost per lead and cost per appointment just by using Facebook or TikTok instead. So that's what I generally recommend. And then when you start running ads, what will happen is after spending a few $1,000s on ads, you'll be able to get your average cost per lead and average cost per appointment for the ad platforms that you're using. So let's just say, for example, your average cost per appointment is $200. If you want 10 appointments one month, you just pay $200 times 10. So you pay $2,000. If you want more appointments, you pay more. And if you want less appointments, you pay less. It really is that simple. Obviously, you do need to have a converting funnel for this to work, but once you do have a converting funnel, you literally just pay per lead or pay per appointment to the advertising platforms that you're running ads on. So the advantage of this is that it's really fast. You can start getting leads and appointments straight away, or at least within the first few days or few weeks, and it's a really good way to test your funnel and see if everything is converting well and get some feedback from people as well. The downside, as you can probably guess, is that it's not free. You have to pay money for ads. So even if everything is converting really well, the advertising channels are still going to take a chunk of your profit, which will be needed in order to pay for the ads. So you might be wondering at this point, okay, so which option is better for you? Well, it really depends on what stage you are in your business. For some clients that we work with, they do ads only. For other clients, they do the content, the free channels, and then they run ads later on. And then we have some clients that do both. Generally, I recommend doing both if you can, because then you get both the short-term and long-term results, but it really just depends on your business. Some people, again, would just rather play it safer and slower, which would be by creating the free content first. And then once you're generating clients from the free content, you can always reinvest some of that profit that you've generated from those free channels into paid ads later on. So you can actually see the channels that I mentioned here, which is the last step of the process. So we have the organic channels here and the paid channels here. So I've touched on the main ones, which, like I said, will be Google and YouTube and Facebook and TikTok ads. There's also a few other channels that you can also use here, which for some niches, they can work really well too. But generally speaking, the ones that work the best are going to be Google and YouTube for the organic low-cost channels, and then Facebook and TikTok ads for the paid channels. So if you'd like to learn more about how this strategy works behind the scenes and what to say in that educational video that I mentioned that you should have, and then how to structure everything, and if you'd like me to go into more detail about how to promote it using these different channels that you see here, then like I said, just click the link in the description of this video. And if you watch my free masterclass training, it goes through how to do all of these strategies in more detail. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.